You guys, the hottest spoilers of the year has just dropped. Welcome everybody, my name is Sai. Today we're going to be talking about the spoilers. I'm going to assume you've already read them. If not, I'll write them down in the comment section down below as the pinned comment. But yeah, getting right into it, Jay Garcia Saturn is dead. He was just absolutely cooked by IMU. And let me tell you guys, I feel vindicated. I'm sure a lot of you guys do as well. And here's the thing. You know, Saturn, a lot of people, you know, we had to draw it back, right? Like, Saturn is strong, he regenerates, whatever, we can't really hurt him. But I feel like many of us couldn't ignore the fact that Saturn has definitely fumbled in this arc in regards to Kuma, to Vegapunk, to Bonnie having Sun God Nika powers, to getting pummeled every other chapter, and then there's the broadcast. Like, Saturn has not done well here. And a lot of us, you know, I feel like everybody can come together and agree with that, right? Saturn has not looked well. So this all boiled down to the simple question of, will Saturn face any repercussions when he gets back home? Turns out he doesn't even have to get back home, because IMU actually killed this man while he was still on Egghead Island. So yeah, the bullet point, it says that black flames start emitting from Saturn, he gets old, he explodes, and that's the end of him. You know, he's begging for IMU to stop, but he doesn't. You know, according to the brief spoilers, IMU doesn't even say anything. No, he just executes him. So yeah, Saturn is gone, and it feels good that IMU is acting swiftly and accordingly, right? Because this is a major fumble, right? You know, Egghead Island aside, the broadcast going out, man, the whole world is panicking. Their faith in the world government is wavering. So yeah, somebody had to be responsible, and Saturn, he kicked the bucket. And now I'm just curious to see if the other 4 Gorosei members knew, or if they like threw him under the bus and was like, hey, you know, Saturn, this guy's kind of a bum, you know, maybe IMU should do something about him. Because, you know, they're all at home. Like, the other 4 Gorosei members, they're still at home while this is happening. So I do wonder if, like, maybe they were like, hey, IMU, this guy messed up. You know, hey, it wasn't us. You know, the 4 of us showed up late. Saturn, though, he did all of this. You know, Kuma, Bonnie, like, Luke, like, oh my god. Yeah, Saturn's dead. Saturn's dead. And it feels so good for this to happen too. Like, not even just like Saturn is a villain and he needs to die. Like, it's not even about that. But it's more so that Saturn just has underperformed. Saturn has underperformed so hard that IMU and Oda agrees. And they're like, yo, we gotta get rid of this man. We gotta get rid of him. I think what's really funny about this plot point is that 2 weeks ago, the One Piece editor who works with Oda said that Egghead has one more big shocking twist that is yet to be revealed. And that was the week of the Joy Boy hockey thing. You know, the Joy Boy's hockey rope that went out, and people were like, oh, like, that was kind of lame. I agreed. I was like, hey, that's the editor hyped up that. Are you serious? But no, this is the big twist right here. IMU killing Saturn on the spot. Also, the fact that IMU can kill Saturn in this manner means a lot. Brother, this pretty much confirms that, yeah, they are all linked. IMU probably gave Saturn his powers, and he just simply, you know, yoinked it back. Like, that's most likely what happened here. And that is absolutely insane, and Saturn could not regenerate out of this one. I wonder if the Black Flames have anything to do with it. It kind of reminds me, you know, obviously we don't have the panels yet, but it reminds me of the Amaterasu from Naruto. You know, just like flames that don't extinguish until you die, because that's exactly what happened here, right? Black flames, boom, Saturn's melting, he explodes, GG. But yeah, Saturn is gone. You know, rest in peace, my man. But now to another equally as massive plot. Dude, this chapter, banger. The next thing, brother, we got Saturn's replacement. It is mother frickin' Shanks's dad. Well, not confirmed dad, but it's Shanks's relative. Garling Garland becomes the newest member of the Gorosei. The newest member. He gets the title of Warrior God of Scientific Defense, replacing Saturn. And this is huge for many different reasons. The first thing I want to tackle is the title. This confirms that Saturn wasn't exactly a man of science. You know, because I was kind of curious. I was like, okay, Saturn is the scientific god, but he hasn't used like any science abilities. He hasn't exactly like flexed his mind. No. He didn't show any of that here on Egghead Island. So I was like, what is going on with this guy? You know, like, of course we had the Sapphire Scale thing, but even then it's like, I don't know, man. Is that really what dictates a scientific god? I don't think so. But yeah, it looks like it's simply a title that IMU wants to keep in circulation, because Garling is the new scientific defense god. And it's like, brother, is Garling a scientist? I don't think so. So it does seem like IMU just wants to keep these 5 titles in circulation within the Gorosei, which I think is really fascinating. Like, now it makes me wonder, who was the first warrior god of scientific defense? Were they a scientist, and then IMU just has fond memories of that title, so he passes it down to the next person? I think that's the case. If not, I guess Garling for Garland's gonna have to hit some science books, because he's gonna get put to the test with that one. But yeah, title aside, Garling being selected, I think this does confirm not an old theory. It spawned right when we met Garling, but people were wondering if the Supreme Commander of the Holy Knights eventually gets promoted to Gorosei, if a Gorosei member kicks the bucket or dies or whatever. But yeah, that right there is a theory that did end up becoming true, which is pretty crazy. So yeah, like, you know, Jupiter, Warkari, Venus, like, they were probably all Holy Knight leaders at some point, and then after somebody died, they simply got raised up to Gorosei. Oh my god. Oh my god. And now, wait, oh my god. Another plot point hit me. Wait, brain blast. More brain power is happening than what Saturn showed on Egghead. But now that Garling is a member of the Gorosei, somebody from the Holy Knights is going to get promoted to Supreme Commander. And I'm gonna tell you guys right here, I think it's gonna be another for Garling. Brother, I think whoever we saw silhouetted in the Find the One Piece, you know, page, you know, the guy who has the crazy sword in the middle of the Holy Knights and Dragon silhouettes, I think that guy, the person a lot of people believe is Shanks' brother or relative, I think he is going to get promoted to be the new Supreme Commander of the Holy Knights. Done. 100% done. Holy crap. And then I do wonder if they're going to recruit another member to fill in the Holy Knight position that he's leaving. But yeah, it looks like everybody is being moved up this freaking ladder. And one thing with the Holy Knights that I have been talking about for a while now, you know, I sound like a lunatic. I'm like a guy screaming at the sky, but I do have my own personal theory that Garling has a transformation just like the Gorosei. And, you know, my headcanon is that he's a werewolf. And, you know, I didn't have anything to base that off of other than the fact that the Gorosei transform. But now that Garling is being promoted to the Gorosei, IMU's probably going to give this guy a transformation. So even if Garling doesn't have a transformation yet, he's going to get one. You know, Garling's going to get some kind of, you know, sandworm, yokai, monster transformation. And he's going to be connected to IMU. And Garling might even get the same regeneration abilities that Saturn had. Because all the Gorosei had it. You know, that is something they all had. Now, one thing I'm really curious about with Garling too, now that he's joining the Gorosei, is he going to be Gorosei number 5? Because Saturn was number 5. Number 1 was Jupiter. So, like, how does this work? Like, do they base it off of power, or do they base it off of who's been there the longest? So I am curious now to see, like, if Garling's going to get hit with the 5, a 3, a 4, 2, 1, what have you. And yeah, Garling is now one of the boys, which is just straight up insane. Like, I know I've been tossing the word crazy, insane, like hype, like around all video, but I genuinely mean that. Like, this is a crazy chapter. Like, when I read this, I had to stop and make sure I was reading this from the right sources, because I thought this was headcanon. I thought this was fan canon. Like, I was like, did I write this? You know, like, what is going on here? You know, who did this? But yeah. Garling is now a member of the Gorosei, and all of the Gorosei versus Straw Hat matchups I've been thinking of, hey, toss them out the window, man. It's gone. Saturn's done. You know, Saturn's done. Another thing we have to talk about. You know, last week, a lot of people were, they thought that the Vegapunks were truly dead. They thought that they were living in spirit through Lilith. Not through Punk Records, but in spirit. I was like, I don't know about that one. Like, that sounds weird, right? Because Lilith did get updates as to what happened on Egghead through her headpiece. So it's like, there's a chance that they're probably alive through Punk Records. But never have I ever guessed that Shaka, Pythagoras, Edison, and Atlas, they all come back to life in a singular body, making the perfect Vegapunk. And I call this creation, this new character we get this chapter, the perfect Vegapunk, because it's missing evil and it's missing greed, because Lilith and York are still alive. So this is technically the most well-balanced, altruistic Vegapunk we have thus far. You know, like, it's crazy. It's absolutely insane. So yes, Punk Records, blasts off into outer space, and then we see that another Vegapunk spawns. And it's, I don't know. I like this though. I was always wondering why Vegapunk didn't make a Chad, you know, for lack of a better word. If you could make any body for yourself or your clones, why make some of the people that Vegapunk made, right? I was like, okay, like, you know, we got like this big girl, we got like this crazy robot that detaches, a little guy with a jetpack. Like what was Vegapunk thinking of? Like, why doesn't he make just one body that's like jacked beyond belief? Which, you know, granted, we don't know what the robot looks like. I'm just kind of guessing, but he does have a, quote, ultimate Vegapunk ready to go. And yeah, they're still alive. As far as where Punk Records is going, I think Elbaf. You know, if York could track Lilith due to Punk Records or whatever, or that tracking chip, there's a good chance that the 4-in-1 Vegapunk can do that as well. So I do think this is going to go to Elbaf. And hey, to all the people saying Egghead wasn't Frankie's arc, Egghead is coming to us. We still had Lilith, and now we have 4 more Vegapunks and Punk Records on the way. Dude, this is nuts. Yeah, I'm honestly shocked, dude. I'm so freaking shocked. Like I said, I'm guessing it's coming to Elbaf. I don't know where else it would go. I guess it could go to Dragon. You know, maybe Shaka's phone called the Dragon was like, hey, you know, save us a spot, brother. You know, save us a spot at the dinner table. I'm coming over. But yeah, either Elbaf or Dragon. I think that's where Punk Records is going to go. I think it's safer in Elbaf because it's the land of giants and nobody's really attacked it. You know, they got like a lot of strong warriors there. Whereas Kawabaka Queendom, all you have is like Dragon and Sabo, right? See, I think Elbaf is the smartest bet unless, you know, Vegapunk is big braining it all the way to Dragon. One thing as well, before I start talking about the Revolutionaries, because they're a whole other plot point, but one thing I am curious about now is what the hell is going to happen to York? Hey, York's main selling point was Punk Records, her knowledge. You know, it was the Mother Flame. It was all the shebang here on Egghead. Let me tell you, dude, the Vegapunks caused more trouble than they're worth with the message. York doesn't have Punk Records anymore. The Mother Flame is still there. You know, don't get me wrong, the Mother Flame is still there. But the thing is that since Punk Records connects all the Vegapunks, could they theoretically shut York down from afar? Or like, you know, lobotomize her? I think they could. I mean, we got 5 Vegapunks actively working against 1 at this point. Like, I really feel like York might be done. You know, like, I can't imagine a future where York goes to Marie Joie and they're welcoming her with open arms. Maybe they do. You know, maybe Vegapunk can't stop York at this point and York still has the Mother Flame. But even then, I gotta see what happens, man. I mean, Saturn got cooked for, you know, way less in a way. You know, like, if York doesn't have anything to offer, if York cannot replicate the Mother Flame without Punk Records, then she's done. She's so done, dude. And then, yeah, man, Kizaru's still here. I wonder if Kizaru's, like, in the background in this chapter, just like, wait, what's happening over there? Black fire. And also, one thing that's really funny is that the VAs, my favorite characters, right? My favorite characters are right beside Saturn while he's dying. You like, imagine 9 vice admirals all around Saint Saturn, and Saint Saturn just catches on flames. Like, what do they think? Like, they're like, what the? Hey, somebody throw water on him, quick! Oh man. Okay, so now the Revolutionaries, man. Like, I usually don't talk about the full spoilers in these videos. I try to keep it more concise, but the hype is overflowing. I just have to. Dragon says it's time to start a war as soon as possible. We got to get this moving. The war to secure safe places on Earth is beginning. And in a way, I wonder what he means by that. I mean, okay, I know what he means, right? He's going after places that won't sink, or, you know, places that people can survive in, like Sky Islands, or like Water 7 when it's done, or Thriller Bark, because it's a giant ship that's also an island and it won't, you know, it won't sink. But at the same time, it's like Dragon, last we saw, said that his whole strategy is to stop the food supply going into Marie Joie. And because of that, the Holy Knights will come out. And then after that happens, Dragon is going to react to it. You know, he's going to do something about that. That's when the Revolutionaries will make their move. But now it seems like because of Vegapunk's message, Dragon is pivoting, right? Dragon says, okay, maybe we have to wait. You know, maybe instead of, you know, going to them right away, we have to make sure that you know, people are going to survive here. So yeah, right now I'm just really wondering what Dragon's going to do. Is he going to send like a revolutionary captain to each pivotal island, like Fishman Island? Maybe, you know, I don't know if he knows about Water. Water 7 seems like a hush-hush operation, so maybe not them. Like right now, the only thing I can think of is Sky Islands. And it's like, okay, like is Dragon going to get a Sky Island and take it to people? Like, I don't know, like what would people consider safe places? Like I know Wano would be one of them, but it's also like a closed-off country, and if the borders ever come down, then the water's gonna sink it, right? But yeah, overall, man, this is a crazy chapter. I mean, based off of spoilers alone, I'm not joking, I'm not capping, I'd honestly give this like 11 out of 10. And I don't say that lightly. I don't think I've ever said 11 out of 10. But I do like it because this shows that the world government is competent. It shows us how they function. And the theories, man, like Vegapunk was always in charge. Vegapunk knew what he was doing. Vegapunk 100% knew what he was doing this entire time. He didn't care about dying because they just get rebuilt. It looks like Stella is not back, which is kind of fine because Stella is technically Punk Records itself. But as far as his other bodies, his personalities, like they're still there. Emu is, you know, he's willing to make that harsh decision and just get rid of Saturn right off rip. So that's kind of funny. And yeah, I would love to hear what you guys have to say about this. Did this chapter shock you as much as it shocked me? Let me know all of your thoughts, comments, and opinions down below. And thank you guys for watching. I'll catch y'all later. Peace out.